thinking about the title of today's video, and I think it's probably going to be something like, what's my favorite tractor implement, or what's the #1 tractor implement, or if you could only have one tractor implement, what would it be? And we're going to get into that as we use it today, at least my favorite. But the first thing we're going to do is check on our herd of mini cows. Oh, look at them. Look at them. We put down some dry hay for them, and they are both laying on that dry hay together. I think this is, Charlie's on the left and Chief the bull is on the right. But I think this is her third full day here on the property, and they've totally bonded with each other. That's just, we can't get enough of them. We spend at least 4 hours a day just loving on them and caring for them. Beautiful little girl. She's a few weeks younger than him, and Charlie is his half sister. So they both have the same dad. What's up, Charlie? What's up, Charlie? Chief is just so chill. Okay, now time to get to work, because if I don't, I'll just end up messing with them. Part of what we're doing today is getting ready for the pasture, and we'll talk about that as we go through the video, because we've actually made some changes in how we're going to run the pasture. But then this morning, after thinking we had a game plan, I think I came up with another change. So I don't know how this is going to go. But what do you think, or what did you think I was going to say when I said, what's my #1 or my favorite tractor implement? Now, I would say my favorite piece of equipment to operate is this excavator right here. Just hands down. I get on this thing, I lose all track of time, absolutely love it, but it's a luxury item. If you're gonna have a homestead, then and you can't, justify several pieces of equipment, you're most likely just gonna have a tractor. We'll sell this thing once we get done with it, once we've dug out all the stumps and cleared all the brush. It'll be a sad day when it goes, but I don't want to keep it just to keep it. Should get a great return on our investment with it, and we're not selling it anytime soon. I guess what I'm saying is, it may be my favorite thing to operate, but it is not on my list of top 5 things that I say you would have to have on a homestead or a farm. I would not say it fits in there. So I've done a couple of videos on our fuel tank here, and it's from Vivor, it's sponsored, but can't say enough about having a bulk transfer tank, no matter where you buy it from, because I've been going through a lot of diesel the past week or so, and it's just so convenient. Hook this up to the battery. I don't have a dedicated battery on the fuel tank, but hook it up to the battery and just pump in this red off-road diesel with no effort at all. It's working out really well. One of the best things I think you could do if you're running diesel equipment a lot. Okay, so Brad, tell us, what is it that you call your favorite piece of equipment, or one that you find most valuable, or that you use the most often, or that you don't want to do without? And it's really hard to say something's #1, because I use a lot of things on a regular basis, but I find that this dump trailer is something I don't want to do without. So just real quick, it's an off-road trailer. It'll take 1.5 tons, so you're talking about 3,000 pounds in this little form factor. It's hydraulically dumped by the tractor remote, so you just need a single tractor remote here, and that operates the cylinder, or you can hook another line that I have in the shop there, and you can use this manual pump to use behind a UTV. And I've had this thing full of wet dirt, which I think weighs more than 3,000 pounds, more than the capacity of the trailer. I know I've had logs on here that weighed more than that, and you can dump it by hand very easily. It's like, I think, 12 pumps to get it dumped all the way. But obviously the easiest way to do it is hook it to the remotes on your tractor. It's got a tailgate with chains on it, so you can actually spread like gravel and stuff by opening your tailgate out, not all the way. And the tailgate also hinges in 2 ways. It hinges from the top or the bottom. I don't know what it is about us out here and tires, but I bought a new tire for it a few months ago, and bought it off Amazon and had it mounted locally for like 20 bucks. Well, now I've got another tire here that has a slow leak in it because it actually took a stick smaller than my pinky, went right through the center of the tread. I put 2 plugs in the hole, cleaned up the hole correctly, put 2 plugs in there, and it holds air, but it doesn't hold air well. I've got to pump it up almost every time I use it. There's many manufacturers out there that make a trailer either exactly like this or very similar, where it's dual capable as far as hand pump or tractor remote or hydraulic operated. So I would suggest, I mean, and there's other ones out there that only work off of tractor hydraulics or whatever hydraulics you can supply to them. They don't have the hand pump. But if you're looking at these, I would definitely get one with the hand pump. The hand pump lets you tow it behind anything. You can tow it behind your truck. You can tow it behind a side-by-side, an ATV, a tractor without hydraulics. Our Kubota tractor has no rear hydraulics. The Summit does. It comes stock with it. And I can use it behind the Kubota, and I don't have to do anything except use the hand pump. So many people are offering this trailer for sale, and they probably all come from the same factory. So this one came from Summit Tractors. Rural King has the exact same trailer, and now Goodworks Tractor, my good friend Courtney over there, he's also selling them, and his is, I think, the cheapest one on the market. I'll put a link down below. I'm affiliated with him, so he's going to shoot me a little bit of commission if you buy one from him. But wherever you get one from, like I said, make sure you get one with the hand crank. That way it's much more versatile to use across your property. But another thing that was interesting about this, and you might want to check on a trailer that you might buy, is that I've got the typical ball hitch on here that's on every trailer that's out there. But this also comes with a pintle hook hitch that with one bolt, you can put this in there and you can connect it directly to your tractor, or you can use the ball hitch like I have here to connect it to one of these adapters that turns your 3-point hitch into a receiver hitch to tow things. Well, what I found is that when it's hooked firmly to the frame of your tractor with this, when you dump the trailer, all that weight shifts to the back. And if you use this type of rig, you have no down pressure on your hydraulics, on your 3-point hitch. So this 3-point hitch will actually come up high. And if this ball were ever to slip off, or this receiver were ever to slip off this ball, the trailer would come disconnected from the tractor. If you use this one, it stays lower, so you can't raise it and lower it like to go over a stump or something, but it stays firmly attached to the tractor, and you don't have to worry about the front end of the trailer picking up. I just noticed that when I was doing something the other day, and this hitch went all the way up to here, and there was nothing I could do about it. I couldn't make it go lower because that's not the way a 3-point hitch works. So if you need it to be stable and this not kick up, you want to use this type of hitch on the front of it. Okay, that's enough about trailers. Let's use it. I put on the 18-inch bucket. Normally I'm running a 12-inch bucket for trenching and also ripping up stumps and stuff. So I put this on, and it makes the machine feel bigger, but the machine is no bigger. But it can't dig as good because now it has to pull an 18-inch bucket through the hard dirt instead of the 12-inch. It's got plenty of power to do it. You can just tell that it has to work a little harder. Now this is going to take several loads, and throughout this process I'm going to have to break this stuff down and grab it with the bucket and hydraulics and condense it. But all this is going to the back of the property, and in another video I prepared a place for it by clearing out some trees and also digging a pit so that as this stuff starts to decompose or break down and become, you know, brittle and stuff you can break down even further, and some of it will even become, you know, part of the soil. We'll take that and put it in a pit with some water and some other things, manure and other barn scraps, wood chips and stuff from the cows, and all this will eventually end up in the garden as compost, or at least some sort of organic matter to help the soil retain moisture. Very unruly though, this brush here. So when I get a trailer load, it's going to hang off the trailer and probably a lot of it or some of it fall off. But I'll get it packed in here pretty good. And I have never overloaded this trailer to the point that either it wouldn't dump or I felt like I was going to break it. I don't have any kind of scale to measure, but I think I've put well more than 3,000 pounds in it with wet clay. And it's never even acted like it was overloaded. It's one of those gum tree stumps. Those things did not come out easy. Get some nice compact buckets that I can make sure stay on the trailer. And that's a pretty full trailer right there. I think we're gonna call it. Clean up around the back here a little bit. Call that a load. All this brush, I can not really see what I'm doing back there. Impressive. That Summit has a lot of grunt torque or whatever. Put it in four-wheel drive with those R14 tires. It's a pushing machine. It got everything that I dumped here on top of that pile, and I'm trying not to damage this oak here, so I got to push some of it that way as well. But we're just going to let this sit here for a few years and just break down. Let nature do its thing. Break it down. Then we'll come back in here after a couple years and reclaim it, run it through our screen, our sifter, and get the good stuff out of it, put it back in the soil. Got a lot more loads to get in here though. Looks like a lot of space, but that fills the space quickly. I was just texting a local friend of mine I met through social media. His name is Tony. What's up, Tony? And I sent him a little bit of fast forwarding footage, time-lapse footage of loading the trailer, and he's like, man, that cart sure is handy. It just really is. Handy as a pocket on a t-shirt. Love this thing. If you didn't have a hydraulic trailer like this, or dump trailer, or whatever, some way to cart this type of material, bulky material around, what would you do? I mean, that's a long way to carry it in your tractor bucket or your tractor grapple. I'm pretty proud of how much I got in this trailer. It is probably quadruple stacked. I mean, there are layers after layers on here, and I think most of it's going to stay in there. Look how tall that is. And I got big stumps in there. I got brush. I got vines. I mean, there's the height of the excavator, and it is as tall as the excavator. So I'm 6 foot. So the excavator's got to be at least 8, if not 8.5 foot tall. I got all that moved out of here, that whole pile of brush, and it totally changed this area. This was a big gum tree grove right here, and I dug all them out, so I got a nice clearing right here. And now with that pile gone, I can see all the way through to the fence line. And although I'm on my 5th day of doing about 1/4 of an acre here, it's 100% worth it now that I can see the results. I mean, that's just beautiful through there, and we could never see through there before. It was just all too thick, and now it's going to look great with that dirt leveled in there, and I'm going to plant some rye seed in there and just have that looking nice and green and pretty all underneath those trees. Now we come to the fun part and actually get some resources out of all that work. I've got gum trees and also a few oaks in there, not many, they're kind of small. And I want to get them on the trailer and take them to our wood processing part of the property at the front there, where we have a whole bunch of pines that need to be either burned or done something with. They're too big to chip. Then we have a big wood chip pile, and then we have a big pile of things to be chipped. So I'm going to put this in the pile of things to be chipped, and if we need some firewood, that gum will make some good firewood for like a bonfire. It's not really as good as oak for the way it burns and the heat it puts off, but it's better than pine. What do you think? Can I get all these logs in one load? I've got as many logs on the ground as I have on the trailer, if not more logs on the ground. Most of them are small, but there's probably 2 that are quite sizable. I don't think we can get them all on there, but we're gonna try. Well, they're all different lengths in here. When I cut them up with the chainsaw, I was trying to keep them as long as possible and still pull them out of the woods, so that if they go into firewood, you don't end up with a bunch of short pieces of firewood because you got 6-foot sticks. Okay, here's the last log, and the trailer is going to hold all of it if this one stays on. All right, last log is on there. I have no idea how much that weighs, but the trailer tires aren't really bowed out or anything. How's it pulling it? Pulling pretty good. Yeah, no problem pulling it. I don't think we lost any. Cutting it close. Got it. I think every tree made it here. So this is my pile of pine branches and logs and stuff to process through the wood chipper. Now something this big won't go through the wood chipper, but I didn't have time to cut it up when I put it here. Over there is where we put brush and stuff with a lot of dirt, and then we sift it and we get the dirt there, and then we have the byproduct over there, which is the leftover sticks and stuff, and all that has to be carted down to where we took the brush earlier in this video. There's our wood chip pile. I used a lot of that in the garden this spring and fall. Then here's some gum from last year, cutting down a gum tree that kind of cut up in firewood. We still got to split it. I think I'm going to put these logs right here, and that way if I want to use them for firewood, I can put them on my firewood pile. If I want to use them in the chipper, I can put the chipper right here, and it'll throw the chips over that way. All right, let's dump them, see what happens. Some of them fell off the side over there, but that's fine. See here how it works. You just have a box frame with a cylinder. The cylinder pushes up there on that bar, and it hinges back there on those 2 bolts. That's pretty impressive, guys. When it was sitting over there kind of all spread out and not stacked up, it just kind of looked like a few logs. On the trailer, it looked like there was quite a load on that trailer, but now look at it next to a full-grown man. There's that's impressive. That's impressive that that little trailer behind a 25 horsepower tractor can do this much work. And it's what was used to bring all these logs over when we cleared a section for one of our small pole barns. So invaluable tool for a homestead. There's a trailer under there somewhere. With just this small equipment, we have reduced 2 huge piles of brush down to just this, and this should fill this trailer and we'll be done. The pile down at the other end at the pit is absolutely ridiculous, and I haven't been able to film it both places, but I've been using the grapple on the Summit tractor to push it up, and I bet it's 15 to 20 foot tall, just this wall of brush. But I'm gonna load this up real quick and take it down there. I'll close the video out with this footage and also the footage down at the end when we dump it. But that'll wrap it up for today's video, folks. We sure appreciate you watching. Click that like button if you like the video and tell all your friends, because we're trying to grow our channel out to 200,000 subscribers by the end of 2025. It's a big task, but we're trying to do it. We're trying to pump out the videos, put the content out there, and put out stuff that you guys enjoy and you're willing to share with your friends. But until next time, y'all take care out there, and remember, life's short, tractor hard, and check out these 2 videos right here. They're pretty cool too. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care, guys.